Hello, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, let's get right into your reading. Let's get into your reading. Let's go. Let's see what's in your cards. 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 Let's go. Reading is for April 14th through the 20th of April. Rose-colored glasses are removed. Every decision I make, I consider my inner child. Every decision I make, I consider my inner child. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let us get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. 893, trust the universe. Step into the unknown. So the universe has an abundance of opportunities for you, but you have to step into the unknown to receive it. Your angels support you and remind you not to let fear hold you back from growth. Stand in front of a mirror and repeat to yourself, I can handle anything that comes my way with confidence and grace. Do this until it feels natural. 893. Let's get it. We're still in the full moon phase. When you watch this video, the moon is in Scorpio. Scorpio is death, rebirth. So a lot of people are going through rebirths, closing out cycles. That's what the death card is closing out cycles. Going through a transformation. So that can mean that you're closing out a job, closing out friendships, closing out cycles, right? Closing out cycles and moving on, right? Not carrying, and in balancing out what we had, Venus was retrograde, but it's no longer retrograde. So it's we had a moon in Libra, so you're not carrying other people's emotions on your internal scales, right? You're carrying something else on your internal scales. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let us get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's go. All right. So you're tossing something into a burning bowl. So it's two energies. One has to come to passive and powerless behavior. The other one is egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. And you are staying focused. You're walking away from two energies that have done something that has caused you to lose focus. You had a depth of emotion about something, and you are ending it. You're no longer talking to certain energies who have an issue with people thriving behind closed doors. You're closing out cycles with any energies who have an issue with anybody who has reached their north node, meaning answered the call in their lives, and they are thriving. So who takes it out on people who take it out on them and their kids when they want to start thriving. So when you say you consider your inner child, you consider yourself and your inner child. So people who don't even, So here we have the King of Swords here. So this is what you have in common with a lot of people. So I'm seeing you are something about being bullied. You're carrying some kind of responsibility. Somebody feel like they had the weight of the world on their shoulders. Somebody feel like they had the weight of the world on their shoulders. A lot of sacrifices were made. A lot of sacrifices, were made. So I'm seeing somebody you're a very responsible person. I see that you're moving, or you have already moved. Either you're moving or you have already moved. You made a lot of sacrifices to move. And I see you feeling free from people being shady towards you. So if you've moved, congratulations. Congratulations on your move, right? And so you got a message that you're free from the shade. So you could be, whether you're an older person moving into or you could be a person who's just at a phase in your life where you're moving away from a lot of noise of, people who are making a lot of noise. Maybe if you're, moving away from a neighborhood where people are, you've made a lot of sacrifices to just move on from all of that. Younger people, a lot of activity going on or something. So something you moved on from. So, and you're just kind of just transitioning through life. You moved on. So, like I said, traveling through life. You're down to earth. You're relatable. And like I said, you're moving on from any kind of shady. You made too many sacrifices, and like I said, you keeping some distance. You're protecting your peace. You're learning how to protect your peace. You moved on, right? Just to get some rest. So you're very clear-headed, very, very clear-headed. You make, like I said, you're considering your inner child. You're pouring, somebody's learning how to pour into themselves, but you're moving on from the depth of emotion about something. So something has closed out. Something has closed out as far as two energies are concerned. And here we have this right here. And I see you moving into your home. Somebody is, like I said, you physically moving into your home. You and somebody are moving into a home. Could be you and a younger person moving into a home. But nevertheless, congratulations. Yeah. Now you're making a divine connection with someone. Someone and their kids. So something has come full circle. So something has come full circle for you. And something feels very much like, because you paid a price already as far as family is concerned. Like I said, something has come full price. And I mean, something has come full circle. And you know your worth and you know your value. And like I said, you were just determined. Like you were determined to do your shadow work. So, but like I said, somebody has moved into their home. You've done your shadow work. And yeah, and you're free. You know, you're free. You're free. So, you are free. So, So you're definitely, the devil, like I said, the devil is in the details. And, yeah, you're definitely not going back to anything. Like I said, you're not being pulled into anything that, like I said, that could be karmic for you. Something that's unresolved and some kind of a spirit. You're not being pulled into anything. You've moved on to something, so you're definitely not being pulled into anything. You're not being pulled into any kind of drama about anything. So you decided not to talk to certain energies, or you feel like maybe you're not talking certain energies. You're not talking to, so you're staying focused. Staying focused. So it's two energies that are your like I said, you're back in the saddle again with some energies. And so you're, you know, could be some kind of an organization that you're back in the saddle with, or you're reconnecting with an organization or something like that. So you're not, you're staying away from some people, I guess. All right, so you're spending some alone time. So, all right, let me see. So you and your loved ones are safe. Yep, you and your loved ones are safe. And that's important. So somebody realized that there were two energies, looking at your, were two energies that were enemies to you. You know, that two energies actually sacrificed you. Looking at your cards here, and something is closed out. Two energies actually sacrificed you. They were tied to something. Surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. You just have to let something just fly away. Yeah, somebody just have to just let something just say, you don't want to be. Yeah. Whatever this is, somebody just said you just don't want to be connected to something. I feel like somebody says that, you know, you made a lot of sacrifices already. You know, you're just, you know, trying to face stuff. You know, you've made some kind of you know, you're trusting and just kind of moving on from some things. It just looks like, looking at the cards here, somebody has already made a lot of, looking at the cards, you're down to earth, you're relatable, you know your worth, you know your value. There's some, as far as family is concerned, something has just been exhausting for somebody. That's why so much fire here in the card. Something has just been so exhausting, and you inspire and motivate a lot of people. This is what you just like. You inspire and motivate a lot of people. So you back in the, you know, you back in the back on center stage again. So yeah. So like I said, you're considering your inner child. So you're leaving some energies behind. You're leaving some energies behind. You're pouring into yourself. I don't know if somebody heard some things about somebody, some energies that you feel like, you know, they're into some kind of devil worship or something like that. They're part of some kind of devil worshiping, or part of something that you just said you don't want to be a part of something, or whatever you may have heard. Somebody could be spending some alone time just thinking, like, you don't know, you just in prayer mode, or what's going on. But anyway, there's been a lot of talking about some energies behind their backs, and that they're running away from something, or yeah. Yeah, that's what this looks like in the card. So whatever this is, I don't know what this is, but whatever. Yep. So yeah, somebody is saying that somebody has a lot of this is the King of Pentacles here. So somebody is saying somebody has a lot of personal resources, or a lot of money, or somebody spent a lot of, a family spent a lot of money. A family spent a lot of money, or personal resources, or and like finding out some information on some things. Yeah, something as far as your, well, that's what this is. Somebody spent a lot of money on something. So yeah, somebody spent a lot of money on something. So yeah, here's a Chariot card. So if somebody's at a crossroad, but Source is rewarding you. Like I said, Source is rewarding you for taking the high road. That's what this is. So somebody's at a crossroad. But that's what I have for you. That is what I have for you. So that's what I'm have for you. So see you being victorious. At the end of all this, I see you being victorious. I see you, you know, a lot of sacrifices that you've made to just move on from something. Yep, sweet success. Somebody is a light worker. Looks like you're a light worker. You have foresight in something. Helping hand. No one can handle it at all. I'm seeing focusing on your needs. I'm seeing you celebrating something. Yep. So that is what I have for you. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.